Hey everybody, old Mojo's back in the kitchen again. I like to cook and I like to eat. If you guys like to eat, you probably need to learn to cook. All us guys, you know, your wives, all of it, sometimes they get busy and, you know, too busy to cook, and here I want a good cook, home cooked meal. So I took it under my deal to learn some recipes, and that's how I came out about it. My mother used to be a waitress, and she used to be a cook in a restaurant, and she taught me a lot of stuff too. So that's one reason I like to cook, and one reason she taught me too. All right, guys, what we're going to have today, thought I'd cook my meatloaf, which I've cooked in the past, but we're going to do it again today. The ingredients on this meatloaf, we have about 2.5 pounds of ground chuck, which is 80-20 hamburger beef. There it is. I got a trusty camera person there behind the lens. I'm on what is this? About a good half of cup of bell pepper, green bell pepper. 3/4 cup of onion, and you can mix this up any way you like. If you don't want onions, don't put as many onions in there. I love onions. Make this your own. It's so easy. A caveman can do it. Okay, we're going to put a little bit of salt and pepper in there. We'll mix that up when we get everything in there. Hold on, guys, bear with me. Anyway, we like to cook, we like to eat. A lot of people like brown gravy with this, and that's probably plenty there. That's probably a 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper. I'm going to put some garlic salt in here because I want some flavor in there. We're going to put probably about a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic salt in it. And then we need, we'll put a little bit of Creole seasoning. You don't have to put this, you can leave it out. You can try it. It's just a little bit there, not much. Maybe a 1/2 teaspoon. And right here's my secret weapon, onion soup mix. It adds a good flavor to everything you cook, just about it. You put one of those envelopes in there. And if you're making this a brown gravy, that really adds to that brown gravy, doesn't it?
It does. This is Mojo's famous recipe. He makes really, really good meatloaf. I love it.
I will put, and this all, you know, is probably a 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs in there. You want to add those breadcrumbs. You pretty well much going to have to add that kind of stuff because it adds good texture to that meatloaf. Gives it a little fluff, as they say. It's not so compact. Not like eating a hamburger, guys. And I'll put probably, I'll tear this bread up in there too. And this bread too adds flavor to it and texture. You know, tear it up. Best if you could kind of use day-old bread in there and maybe put it in your food processor and make it crunch it up a little bit too. But this is fine. It all cooks and it ends up in there, and it does real well. And this is to lighten it up a little bit more. Just makes it a little lighter. But yeah, this is like your grandma's meatloaf recipe. And I know everybody's grandma knows how to make good meatloaf. If they don't, they should have. Tell your grandmother, watch our channel if she don't know how to make meatloaf, and we'll teach her how. Anyway, one good egg, medium or large. I'd say you need at least one good medium egg. It's a little bit dry. I need some liquid in there. Glenda, what could I add to loosen it up some?
A little bit of milk.
Just a touch of milk.
Well, let's get him some milk.
Okay, jump over here, Glenda. Let's look. It's important to know about this texture. And there's one thing about your meatloaf too. You don't want it to be too moist, because if it gets too moist, it falls apart. Just enough to wet those breadcrumbs a little bit. See, you want that to be real good and thoroughly mixed. Get it in there and mix it like dough, guys. Don't be afraid to get your hands in the food. Just make sure they're washed first. You don't want dirty food. But anyway, if you haven't watched our other cooking videos, we've got some good ones. I'm getting ready to make me some holiday food, Glenda. I don't know, Glenda, she hadn't said much about that, but I think I'm going to make me some pies. That's one thing my mother knew how to do, is make good pies. Meringue pies, boy, she'd have that meringue up there, but it would be so nice.
And I also would like to invite you to watch our live streams when we do live stream cooking. I think that you would really enjoy those, us doing it live.
And you know, I'm going to deviate from this video just a wee bit. Glenda, go over and show them what you got in that pot on the back.
Look what Mojo bought at the store today. We got us some collards going on.
It happens to be fall time of the year, and you tend to go to that fall type food, rutabaga, turnip greens, collard greens. We eat a lot of that, particularly in the South.
And then I'm going to make my famous mashed potatoes. So you can check out our video on how to make delicious, creamy mashed potatoes. I give some tips on how to make them really creamy. But those are some upcoming videos.
Yeah, guys, just stay tuned, and you know, we'll bring you along with us. Now, this doesn't have any tomato in it. You think maybe I need to put a little dab of that tomato paste in it, Glenda?
Is that what you usually do?
Sometimes I do, but I'm trying to keep it dry.
Whatever you think's best. Usually I thought you just put it on top.
I do, but...
Let's just put it on top.
Okay, we'll just put it on top. You can put it in there, but like I say again, all right, look at the consistency of this stuff. It's all mixed together well. Those breadcrumbs, the egg, the seasonings. It's pretty stiff. It's a stiff, I wouldn't even call it a batter. You see that, how it rolls out like that.
And we have the oven preheated on 400.
Okay. And this meatloaf, you can form a loaf out of it. What I like to do, my loaf, or my meatloaf, I'll make me a little round disc, and I usually make enough room for the drippings and all that grease and drippings and the stuff that comes out of it to go on the side and come out there. You don't want it to permeate your meat and sit in that grease. It's not good. Kind of keep it all. Let's see. This needs to be just a little bit. Okay. I put that in the middle because it'll get that middle done. See, it won't be raw. That gives you a place for it to cook. It cooks through it around there. You can kind of make you a little ring. You don't have to make it like this. You can make a loaf. And you can make yours thicker, but sometimes you have to cook it a little longer the thicker you make it. So there we are, guys. That's what it looks like going in.
And how long you going to bake it?
I will bake it until it looks done, and then, I don't know, I'll just, probably going to be an hour.
Okay, an hour. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you'll check on it.
I'll check it, and then before it gets done, I will go with my tomato paste. And the tomato is normally a southern thing, I guess. We like a tomato top on our meatloaf. You don't have to have that tomato paste, or a lot of people use ketchup, but I prefer the tomato paste. It gives it a good rich tomatoey top on it. and then you'll leave it in there a while, let it all brown up. It kind of browns up, and it just really adds a real deep flavor that you don't normally get just out of meatloaf. Now I've never made one with the brown gravy and the brown topping. A lot of people will make this like a brown. I prefer the tomato, but even at that you can make gravy to go with it, and it's still just as good, if not better, than the brown meatloaf. I think you could put a mushroom gravy over the top of it and cook it in. Never tried it like that. But anyway, guys, we'll get back to you after we get it in the oven. All right, guys, we got it ready to go in the oven. We're gonna put it in there. Got the oven at 400 degrees. We'll put it right there on the top rack, right in the middle. See that, Glenda? It's about halfway.
And the temperature is 400.
400 degrees, and it's 2:32. We'll keep up with the time, guys. Let you know. Okay, guys, we just put our meatloaf back in there, and we put that topping back on there. It was like 312 or something like that. So it's been in there about 40 minutes. And so I had to turn it down a little bit. It was cooking a little fast. And so we'll get back with you when we get it out. All right, guys, I'm coming out with the meatloaf. It's 325. It's been right at an hour.
Ooh, look at that.
So what I did when I had it out and I put the top on there, at about 310, I put this top on it, and I drained that excess oil off of it, some of it anyway. So you want to drain that off there where it's going to be all saturated in the oil. And that's our meatloaf for today. We'll cut it in a minute, guys.
And there's our wonderful collards and our mashed potatoes. You can check out the other videos on our collards and our mashed potatoes.
We have recipes on everything we've cooked today, and even have a recipe on cornbread, guys.
We do.
So you got your whole meal here in separate recipes. All right, guys, this is what's for dinner today. Just cooked a nice one of Mojo's meatloaves. Glenda's whippy, fluffy mashed potatoes. And cooked these collards and leftover corn. This is what's for dinner today, and we're going to have, hold up, one thing it really desperately needs, guys. Hold on real. Just a minute, just a jiffy. You can't have turnip greens without pepper sauce. You gotta have a little dose of pepper sauce. There you go. That's all ready and set to go.
Now that's a southern meal.
That's Southern meal. Thanks for watching, guys. That's the way we do it right here at our Sweet Home Life, at our homestead. Thanks for watching.
Please subscribe. It's free.
Free to subscribe. That's another thing too. It doesn't cost you to subscribe. Nobody will keep up with you. We don't even know who you are most of the time unless you want to tell us.
But it helps to get our videos out there where people can find them.
And more people, you know, we have people ask us how they get to us, and this would actually help them to be able to find us better if we had more subscribers and people subscribing that did watch. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Later.